Hello, everyone. It is me, Samuel, with the Samuel Show here.
Kamala Harris is, AKA uh, Comrade Kamala. She's a left wing, uh, just everything bad about any kind of politics.
Hello, everyone. It is me, Samuel, with the Samuel Brock Flynn Show. Everybody, we are on air. We have Mr. Wayne on the phone. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
That's good. I wanted to ask you about abuse. Really, it's called abuse of power, and and how do you feel Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are? How are they abuse of power to you?
Well, all of them, Biden, the whole bunch of them, are all Confederate in their democratic beliefs. You see what I mean? And they don't. To them, losing is not anything that they won't try to stop. They will go to any extreme not to lose. And these people are insidious. I mean, I've heard stories of people being murdered over by presidential hope wars, you know?
Right.
And it's all out of the Democratic Party because they're the ones that have literally, they have been instrumental in trying to take over the government completely, and he goes, oh, you're just, you got some conspiracy theory, Well, no, it's not a conspiracy theory if they're doing those things, like, okay, taking $1 billion or a couple $1 billion out of FEMA monies and giving it to illegal aliens, Here I lived in this country, worked, supported, paid taxes, paid taxes on my home and all that stuff. And they act like that's of no value, but they're going to make it so there's new voters are going to vote for them. And that's the only reason they're letting them in. And it's a travesty of injustice, I should say.
Speaking of which, you know my situation with abuse of power and abuse power and injustice, of course.
Yes, I do.
Sadly, that's what it comes down to this day and age, is this type of stuff that happens every day. And it feels like there's not really much you can do to stop it. It feels like sometimes, so.
Well, I think one of the biggest proofs of injustice is losing 320,000 Hispanic kids that are lost.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And in the years before, there was 150,000. I think it all totaled up to about close to almost 500,000 kids. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It is.
These devils what is wrong with the people that are abusing their power? They go out and take vacations every week, every 2 weeks. He's laying on a beach, North Carolina and other places were underwater and people were drowning.
Right.
And they couldn't get help. And then people go out there and they call them fake, what do they call it? Oh, they're just disinformation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when there's people on the internet.
I mean, they lie about everything, and they expect. Here's what the kicker is, though. They expect everybody to believe their lies, and then when people don't, they go after them. If you don't believe their lies, you say anything.
Well, you got to realize it's like this one man said that was a doctor. I think he was a doctor in education. I don't know what his name was, but I know that I met him not too long ago, and before our conversation got intruded by a Karen, he was going to tell me the best advice. He said something about people would be more prone to believe a lie versus believe in the truth, and that there's people that probably throw out their own assumptions and think, "Oh,
Well, no,
this is bull
what they
crap,
do
but
is
you
they
went and earned your degree
teach.
from such and such university and blah blah blah."
Well,
That's how people are.
this is the absolute manipulation of power and greed and everything else. These people are stealing money. Uh, they just stopped Pelosi, and Donald Trump said he's going to stop all of them for inside trading. They're not going to
Um,
be able to go
right.
make millions of dollars that they can't miss on because
It's
it's already
such.
decided that these people are getting plenty of money to do their business, you know?
Well, hold on just a second. It's such unfortunate that the same entity that's in office of the White House, of course, that's in office of the White House, is also the same one that attacked me in 2013 and 2014. I had to deal with some people that thought I was crazy because I acted in some movies and an extra in some of them,
Yeah.
and thought I
I
was
was there with
nuts
you.
and thought, oh, and it gets better. Well, I was on this television network called YouTube TV. Well, they've never heard of it before, and so they never heard of it before. They go on a train or a assumption train of, oh, it's got to be a lie. It's got to be he would think he's on drugs, and they think he's they you know they it just it blew
They
my
make them
mind.
so mad, Samuel. I mean, there is no reason for anybody to have to go through all this stuff that they put people through. You know,
Oh yeah.
they take money of people that are hurting because they've inflated the money.
I mean,
Uh,
I've been
they
attacked.
let all these illegals into the country deliberately. When they couldn't get enough in, they went and took airplanes and loaded them in, and it took them out of prisons and pardoned them.
Yeah,
Can you
and
imagine that?
and the thing of it is though,
I
these
mean, that's
people,
such
this
abuse
same
of power.
entity is in
They're supposed
office
to
right
keep
now.
our country free from these kind of people.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
they want to say I was misleading people, then they want to say I was misrepresenting, but the thing of it is, when you go to ask how am I misrepresenting, they can't
I
answer that
said I
question.
had, yeah,
They
sometimes
can't answer a lot of these people that go saying things that don't make sense, or they go on a rambling whatever,
yeah, whatever.
and it isn't making sense. It's just it's not. You think, okay, this is not making sense at all. So when you go out
Yeah,
and you did something, and have pictures and for example, like in my case, I had pictures and emails from film producers and emails from especially YouTube TV network that I was going to be on air, or that I was going to be on a movie, or that I was going to do this. Well, when you have all that, that's a backup. And I even tried showing these things to, especially pictures. I tried showing these things to the lady one time I had to deal with.
yeah.
That
She was your what? She was like a counselor or something.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. They think they're so smart. They just think they're the smartest things since
Yeah,
sliced
they
bread.
think they know
You know.
forensic science in the back of their head. They
I mean,
she
I
thought.
didn't even go to college, Samuel, and they wanted me to speak as the lead speaker at the college when they saw how I came up with this invention. And I know how that feels for people to look down
Well,
on you for years and just act like you're nobody. Oh, he's nobody. He's a liar. He lies all the time. That boy, he lies about so much stuff. They even put him in a room by himself for 2 years.
yeah,
That's
it's
how demonic these
yeah,
people are. They don't care. They don't care
yeah.
if you're up or you're down. They don't care if you're okay or you're jacked up. They don't care. They really do not care at all. I mean, if you were bleeding out on the street,
Which
I think
you
they would
know what?
drive
Okay,
right by
let
you
me
and
ask
let you
you
bleed
this.
out.
let me ask you this, since you're one of my clients. Was there
Yes.
anything that I had misrepresented myself on to you?
No.
I didn't think so. And I thought to myself, how is it these people come up with the ideology that or false narrative that misrepresent people or
Well,
mislead or
your own career, which you know better than anybody else, and
yeah,
you know what you did and didn't
I mean
do.
whether
But
you're a
some people,
freelance.
it's like me.
Well,
I
wait
was
a
a
minute.
rock star. I
Hold on
really
just a
was.
second. Let me make this
Go
very
ahead.
clear. Whether you're a freelance photographer or even just a photographer, you're still a photographer. There's no, freelance is just a fancy word to say that you really go and do it every once in a while or ever so often.
Yeah, well,
It's not
freelance means
really,
you're on your own. That's what it really means. I mean, it's not a big deal. You're a freelance
yes.
photographer, or you're a
I mean, you're not
freelance
on a set schedule
cinematographer,
having
you
to
know?
work under somebody. You're not a set schedule where having to work for
No,
somebody
you
like
got your
that.
own,
So,
you're self-employed is what you are as a freelance photographer.
well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I would think that the point would be to some people, but
Yeah, right.
whether you're a photographer or not, it on that level, freelance or not, it's just that
Mhm.
and two, I have so many views on Pexels.com. It's crazy. It's like I have 150,000 views on my photos, and they're stock photos. They're free stock images. But the point is, I take really good photos, or people wouldn't be downloading them, viewing them online. I mean, that is the point
Are
that
you
I want
getting
to
paid for it? Let me know.
do. What?
If you're getting paid for it, let me know.
No, it's free stock.
I know a lot of these places, they
It's
want
just
people
it's a
like you
stock.
that are
It's a
good
free stock
photographers
image. Hold on.
and have been pros for maybe a long time,
No, but
and
they
they
have
use
to
them as much as
legally.
they can.
Well, they have to
If they pay them
legally
or
give
not,
you
that's a
credit.
different story.
They legally have to give you credit, though, Mr.
Yeah.
Wayne, to use your photos on like their commercialized websites and stuff. So they do have to use your permission.
Right. Well, I would be a little more thick on getting some like to me, well, I look at it like if I'm working, I need to get paid.
Right, I
You
know.
know,
I look at it that way
you're
too.
working, you need to get paid.
I
And
look
so
at yeah, I
we
look
have to
at it that way too.
understand about that because people will just, poor mouth you to death. They'll say, oh, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no this. I ain't got no that. And all the time, there's nothing wrong with them people at all. They're just using you to get rich. You know,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Well, I mean, I was just getting some enough experience out there is all I wanted to do with a little bit
Yeah,
more experience than
yeah.
certain things, but I wanted to express that it's just crazy. I mean, you saw the photos I took of you. You liked them very well. There might have been a wardrobe
No, no,
malfunction
they're
on
good
some of them,
photos.
but
You
they
do
were
good
really
work, see. I've always, when I saw you, I've done some cinematography in my life. And so
right.
I worked with a very good guy uh, a while back, and him and I got very close. He was a seasoned pro cinematographer, and he had
Right.
done a lot of stuff, and he did uh, the golf program for about 5 years. He traveled all over the world and shot video like that, and the best golf courses in the world, and show them how to go play the
And,
course if you ever get a chance to
and
go play
another
it.
thing,
You'd know how to do it by going and watching his guys do it, or him, or whoever was.
n-
I think he had some pro golfers or something like that.
another thing that I wanted to talk about is I feel bad that some of my colleagues or classmates rather back then got lied to, possibly thinking that I had fell ill or something.
Well, they got
Um,
lied to, no doubt.
I
They
mean,
had to explain why you weren't in class, you know,
yeah,
and why you come to school and did you eat at the lunchroom?
no,
See, they must have knew something was so wrong because they'd see you come to school and then you wouldn't even be around. You were locked in a stinking room by yourself. My God in heaven, that's demonic as hell. whoever did that should be arrested today, and they should be put in a cell.
Right.
That's what I
Well,
think
it
about it.
it was on the orders of this, I guess, this counselor lady, which it felt
Well,
like
she should be
Adolf
put in a
Hitler there.
cell for 2 years and have to spend that 2 years, because that's what she earned for herself by doing that to a kid that was going to, what were you in, middle school at the time or high school?
I think it was somewhere around maybe my 7th or 8th grade year. I don't really remember that well. The thing of it is yeah, I think it was somewhere like that around that area. But anyhow, I forgot so much. I mean, there's some people I even forgot who I went to school with, and I didn't realize it until later on. I'm like, oh wow.
Well, that
Uh,
happens. I mean, hey, that's years ago, man. You can't remember all that stuff. I mean, think
no,
about it. If it was years past, you're entitled not to have to remember that.
right. Um, but anyhow, the thing of it is I had evidence to prove that I was on YouTube TV, that I acted in some movies, and
Yeah.
things of that nature, and the lady thought I was nuts. Now, I know one thing she did talk about what my occupation was at the time, which I did say actor, but wait a minute. Let me say this. That still could be an occupation whether you're getting paid or not, actually. Um, uh, I did hear that from somebody that is from a college, the professional college up in um, somewhere towards Clarksville or Nashville or somewhere like that. And so,
Clarksville's in Arkansas, I believe. Is there a Clarksville in Tennessee?
yes, there is.
Yeah.
So,
There's a Clarksville on the other side of
and
Little Rock.
it could have very well been Knoxville too. But I've been to so many events and things, it's not even funny.
No, I know
Um,
you go to them all the time. I know that.
and so, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that's probably gonna cause a mind fog, because you're kind of thinking, well, where did I hear that from? But still, it's whether, but I still said that a long time ago. Maybe she meant that was misrepresenting. I don't know. But the point is, whether you said that or not, it still remains the same to this day, because it's still, I've actually got paid for voice acting for some people off of, and I think a
Well,
few other people.
you're a pretty seasoned podcaster. I mean, this podcast is easy on people's ears. They hear things that they maybe never heard before, and they think, well, hey, how do these guys get all this information? I mean, if I could tell everybody all the information I've got, because I hold the rank of colonel, and
Right.
I have gotten briefings that are, if people knew how bad this administration that's in right now has stole and lied and cheat. I mean, every word that comes out of their mouth is another lie. And they stopped. Pelosi was doing a big insider deal because she was the one voting on it and getting the thing through and getting the funding. And she knew that it was going to happen because she voted it through. And
Right.
she was going to make millions of dollars extra, not just her $200,000 a year that she gets. That wasn't enough for her. She wanted millions besides, and that's the way all these people are done. Biden, they've tracked hundreds of millions of dollars back to his different what do they call those kind of they're like fake accounts. You know what I mean? They're shell companies. That's what they are, shell companies.
Right.
And they traced all the money right back to Biden and his cohorts. I mean, they
Well,
already got them. They just
right.
don't know they're going to jail yet.
Now,
And how much can they do? But when they're only doing it for their own gain, they're breaking the law. Okay,
right.
they should know that they're stealing from America, from its people. We pay their check. We give them their check every month.
Right.
And so, their first and foremost job is to take care of the American people. not these illegals that are coming in and taking over apartments with stinking, you know, what they would call, what do they call them? People's houses. Those
Right.
Venezuelan guys are doing that right now.
Right.
So, I mean, what is wrong with people that they don't understand that this stuff is going on? Trump went over there to talk to the people, and the people that own the building had got out of there until they could get somebody to come and get these people all out.
Right.
They
I'm
don't
gonna
care
have to
about
cut. I'm gonna
the
have to
people
cut
living there
this.
for free for a while, but you know,
Right.
they got to be kicked out because these guys got guns and assault rifles and stuff.
Right. I'm gonna have to cut this podcast short tonight. I do appreciate. No.
That's probably it. That's all right. I don't care. Yeah, that's good. Hey, we
All
got
right.
some stuff out there to everybody, and God bless everybody out there. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior yet, all you got to do is ask Him. Say, Jesus, come into my heart. Make me a new creature. I believe you died on the cross for my sins, and that you made a way after you rose the third day that I could be made a new creature because you conquered death, hell, and the grave. And you rose on the third day. And Lord, we thank you for that. And by your stripes, we are healed, we're made clean, and by his blood, our sins are forgiven. And that's what we have to remember. And it's not of works, lest any man should boast, the Bible says, but we have to be faithful to God. So that's what people have to know in this late hour. The Lord's coming back to earth. God bless everybody.
Thank you, sir. All right.